that hymn, "Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing." And the second phrase says, "Tune my heart to sing thy grace." So we know what it means to sing in tune or to play an instrument in tune, but what does it mean to tune our hearts? Well, let me show you something here on the piano that may help. So if I take just two of these keys and I press them slowly and gently, so much so that it just opens up the string without making the sound. And then if I take it, I play that same note for these strings. So I play that same note on my horn. You'll hear something called sympathetic vibrations. It's like this. And you should be able to hear, even though I didn't play the string really, I just opened it up. Once I finished playing, once I stopped the sound of my horn, you could hear that sound still ringing on those strings. And that's called sympathetic vibrations. If I were to play a different note, you wouldn't hear the same thing. So I had to play the very same note that I've opened up on the piano for you to have that effect. I think there's something that happens just like that in our hearts, that you could call it a sympathetic vibration. So that when our hearts are open to what God is doing, when our hearts are open to what God wants to say and do in us, then there's something like sympathetic vibrations, and we can actually be resonating with what God is doing. And I think that's what God wants to do with us in worship as well. So when you think of "tune my heart to sing thy grace," when God works in our hearts in such a way that we are open to what he wants to say and what he wants to do, then there is a resonance. We are in tune with what God is doing. So how many times have you and I come to a worship service and maybe enjoyed the experience, but not much more than that? But then there are those other times, those times when something that is said or sung or prayed or preached makes a deep impact on us, that there is a resonance with what is said, and we leave those kinds of services transformed and changed. And again, I think that's what God wants to do in each one of us. That's what he's calling us to do, is to open our hearts in such a way so that when God speaks, that those strings in our heart are set into vibration. And when God speaks, that our heart is opened and we have those sympathetic vibrations, that we are resonating with who God is, with what God wants to say and do with us. So I really hope that you'll take these next few weeks while we are worshiping at a distance from each other, and that you will allow God to close the distance between you and him so that you can truly let your heart be tuned to sing God's grace. I pray that you'll have a wonderful day today, and I pray for you that God will bless you today and in the days to come. And I'll see you again soon.